Susan Butcher, A Story of Determination and Dreams, by Purdie Salas. Introduction. Susan Butcher had a dream. A big dream. She wanted to compete in the Iditarod Trail sled dog race, often called simply the Iditarod. This endurance race involves mushing a team of sled dogs across more than 1,000 miles of Alaska's rugged terrain. Racers and their sled dogs take between 1 to 3 weeks to finish the race, and along the way they face exhaustion, frostbite, wildlife, and other dangers. Susan did not dream about just being in this race. She wanted to win it. It was an unusual dream for a woman who grew up in a middle-class family in Massachusetts. As a child, Susan lived in a comfortable home that was heated in the winter, and she never had to wonder where her next meal would come from. Yet as an adult, she would live in the Alaskan wilderness in a cabin with no heat and often hunt for her own food. And she was determined to win one of the toughest wilderness races in the world. Chapter 1. The 1986 Iditarod. On March 1st, 1986, 73 mushers and their dog teams gathered on 4th Avenue in downtown Anchorage, Alaska. Each musher or dog sled racer had a team of up to 18 eager dogs and a sled packed full of supplies. Each team and musher was ready to start a grueling race across the Alaskan wilderness. The teams that finished would travel more than 1,000 miles before reaching the finish line of this annual sled dog race, the Iditarod. Only 4 of the mushers were women that year, and one of those women was 30-year-old Susan Butcher. It was Susan's 9th time mushing in the Iditarod. 7 times she had finished, but not won the race. And the previous year, 1985, she had to drop out of the race after a violent encounter with a moose. In 1986, Butcher felt confident that she could win the race. But she had felt confident other years, too, and she had never won. Would this year be any different? The snow was hard and packed down, making the trail especially fast in 1986. In some places, the trail was just bare ice, or even bare ground. The sleds would go flying over the hard surface of the trail instead of trudging through slower, deeper snow. The Iditarod mushers travel through mountain ranges, over frozen rivers, and across barren tundra. Over the course of 1 to 3 weeks, they experience hunger, sleep deprivation, and hallucinations. They face dangerous conditions, wild animals, and temperatures reaching down to minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit. They race against other mushers, but they also race against uncompromising nature. Although prize money awaits the winners of the Iditarod, $50,000 for first place in 1986, most mushers race for the fun of it. The Iditarod, however, is not always fun. At the end of the very first day of the race in 1986, Susan lost control of her sled and smashed into several trees. She tumbled onto the hard ground. Her dogs and riderless sled disappeared down the trail as she yelled after them. Susan walked along the trail, eventually catching up to her dog team. She was relieved to see that her sled was not broken, since she did not have time to fix it. She had bruises and ripped clothes, but otherwise she was fine. Although she could remain in the race, it was not a good beginning. Would things improve for this determined musher, or just get worse? Throughout the race, mushers stop at 26 official checkpoints, where they can grab a quick bite to eat, check over and feed their dogs, and take a short nap. The dogs rest too, and usually snooze curled up in the snow. At the checkpoints, mushers also replenish their supplies of dog food and other necessities. A musher could never pack all the needed provisions onto a sled, so before the race, they ship bags filled with frozen dog food and other supplies for both the musher and the dogs to each of the checkpoints. Every time mushers stop at a checkpoint, they pick up food, their plastic bags filled with extra gloves and socks for themselves, booties for their dogs, and more. One such checkpoint is the village of Cripple, about halfway along the race. The first musher to arrive at Cripple receives $2,500 in silver ink.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?